weather behaving or not, time of the year or not, ready or not, the spring season for the housing market is here. How's it going, guys? My name is Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halcyon Real Estate, affiliated with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is the 10th of March, 2025. This is the numbers and the nuance. This is where you come weekly in order to know exactly what's going on in Utah's right now market. Just like every week, I'm going to tell you what I see, what I think the numbers mean, and then I'll go right into showing you the numbers plotted across time so you can see what the trends are looking like on various data sets so that we get the multivariable analysis of the market that a true professional should be giving and looking at. All right, so let's jump right in. The number of homes being sold every week, the number of homes being added to the market for sale every week, and the number of homes that are actively under contract, that are currently under contract right now at any given time, all those factors are telling us, weather behaving or not, time of the year or not, ready or not, the spring season for the housing market is here. We're seeing that reflected in the fact that average and median home prices, sold prices, are starting to very moderately come up, and the amount of time, the number of days it takes for a home to get under contract, for a seller to accept an offer once their home has been placed on the market, that time is coming down. Interest rates came down just another step this last week from the previous week. That has happened week over week since the very beginning of 2025. Now understand, this is important, that nobody watching major national economic movements or their effect on interest rates really expects interest rates to come down in a meaningful way, like below or far below 6% this year. So what this means to a lot of sellers is now's the time. If they've been waiting for what's been perceived as a mortgage rate lockdown to pass, more and more sellers are putting their home on the market here in Utah. What it means for a lot of buyers is interest rates have been high for long enough that nobody feels like they could pretend we're gonna hit 5 or 4 or 3% interest rates anytime in the near future, or perhaps ever again, maybe the 5s, but probably not this year. The rapid inflation of our housing market that we saw across, 2020, 2021 has diminished significantly across the last 3 years. And now here we are. Home prices have probably slowed their upward climb as much as they are going to slow. Interest rates are about as low as they're gonna get for the perceivable future. And if people have been waiting the last few years to buy a home for a more opportune time, if it's financially feasible for you right now, now might be that opportune time. Let's look at the numbers. Here's where things are in the Utah housing market as of March 10th, 2025. Our current inventory stands at 10,030. That's up again from the prior week. Pretty good jump actually by about 300. So we're continuing that upward trend from the beginning of this year. Remember, all these charts start with the beginning of the previous quarter. So we're looking at this chart from the beginning of October of 2024. And as normal, inventory went down throughout the fourth quarter of last year, right? That's perfectly normal, but we've started the uptrend right from the beginning of this year. Last week's average days on market was 63, down just a touch from the previous week. Again, so that's the third week in a row this has come down. So far, I've been correct about this data set having reached its peak before starting its spring journey down. Last week, the average list price came to $717,172. That is up from the previous week, trending pretty level, just barely moving up across the course of the chart, starting from the beginning of last year's fourth quarter. Now, last week's average sold price came to $701,196. And so the difference, again, importantly, between average list price and average sold price was a difference, again, in the buyer's favor to the tune of $15,976. The median sold price last week came to $514,000. Very different from the $700,000 that we've been looking at with average price, right? So remember, there are more Utah home buyers experiencing that $514,000-ish level than there are Utahns experiencing the $700,000-ish level of buying a home right now. Last week, the number of homes sold came to 548, certainly still trending up from the beginning of the year. The number of homes currently under contract has trended up still. We're at 4,787. The number of price reductions that happened last week, homes that were on the market and the seller thought, I need to drop this asking price, it's taken too long. That number came to 956, definitely still trending up from the year's start. Last week, the number of Listing contracts that were either canceled, expired, or withdrawn came to 320. That's down from the prior week, showing a moderate downtrend overall on this data set. And interest rates, like I said, came down just another step. We're sitting at 6.72% for a 30-year fixed rate conventional loan right now across the nation. That's down a little again from the previous week, which is always a relief. It's gone nowhere but little bits down since the beginning of 2025. And that is it for this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you have any questions about the information here or how it's being presented, feel free to hit me in the comments. I'm going to be happy to respond. If you or anybody you know is looking to move here in Utah in the coming months, feel free to reach out to me. I hope you feel comfortable doing so. I hope it's clear to you that I know this market very well, and I want you to understand that my highest priority is going to be making your move as anxious-free as possible. I want to make sure you always know what you're signing, you always know what to expect. You're never going to be blindsided. I want you to be able to push that easy button as much as possible. And finally, of course, if this is the kind of information that you are interested in, if you want to know what Utah's housing market looks like right now at any given time, there's no better way to find out than to hit that subscribe. Check up on it with me from week to week. Thanks for watching this week, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.